Well, I had several things planned for the show tonight, but Falcons jacked it up about 2 hours ago. Had to change everything. But we got a coach, damn it. So let's go. And welcome in, folks, episode 159 of Out of Your Falcon Mind, Atlanta Falcons Fan Cast. My name is John, your host, as always, joined by my co-host, Mr. Mike Cottrell. What's happening, buddy?
I'm doing good, buddy. Real quick, I just want to do this before we start the show so we can have a smooth show and all go good. I just want to say something. Jockey, I was not talking to you on the last show. You, my man, I didn't mean to offend you if you felt offended. No, I was not talking to you, buddy. I just want to be real clear about something. The reason I said what I said on the last show was because I've sat here for 2 years and I feel like I've been respectful to everybody. I feel like I've been kind to everybody. I've been positive and I've been encouraging, but I'm highly intelligent. So I've been watching people who don't return the same when they come to me and my man, John, and especially with me personally. I've seen people who fake like they support, and then in private, they do not. I can see that stuff. I also can tell when I'm getting subtweeted. I can tell there are people who used our chat to promo their own show. I've seen 2 different content creators do that shit on our show. It's just disrespectful. I sat back and I saw about 10 violations I never said anything about. I still was respectful. I still was kind. I still was loving, was still positive, still encouraging. But I have at a point, I'm being disrespectful to myself. And I'm not a pretending person. If I don't like you, I'll just tell you I don't like you. And I can articulate why I dislike you. And I don't like to pretend. So that's all it is, man. If we all gonna be kind and we all gonna be respectful and we gonna be humble and all that, I'm here for that. But if I'm the only one doing it, no, I don't want to participate anymore. And I feel like this. If you got bothered by me, if you feel like I'm not humble, and if you were bothered by that, I want you to know from the bottom of my heart, I don't feel sorry, and you can kiss my ass. Because if I hype up everybody that come on our show, I give positive words, I give loving, and I encourage them. If it make you mad, if I turn that on John, kiss my ass. And if it make you mad when I turn that on myself, kiss my ass. All right, because I'm entitled to feel the same way I feel about y'all, about myself. I've earned that. I've earned that. Check the stats. I've earned that. And John has earned that. So I will be just as confident in my own show and my own brother and my own self as I am about y'all. If you feel disrespected by that, again, kiss my ass. But I love everybody. I didn't mean no disrespect by that. But at the same time, I'm not pretending with y'all anymore. If you love me, I love you back. But if I catch you doing snake stuff or you talking behind my back or doing, I'm not gonna play nice on the show with you. I won't have you on our show. And if I get in your face, I'm gonna be disrespectful because I don't play like that. I'm loving. I'm my real self. So when I tell you that I'm your fan, I can say that because I don't have an ego problem. So I don't have a problem saying, man, I think you awesome and you the man. But I swear I want that same respect back. I want that same love in return. And it's a lot of people who pretend like they feel that way in front of y'all, and then in private show me a whole nother side. And I got tired of holding that back and trying to act like I don't see it and I don't pretend. If you're not a friend of Out of Your Falcon Mind, then don't even pretend to be. So that's all I wanted to say. But I love everybody. And Jockey, again, I was not talking to you, but also I want you to know, if you still offended, kiss my ass. Out of Your Falcon Mind. Let's have a great show. Because we got Damski to Mansky with the Plansky. I just want to let y'all know I did not mean any disrespect by that, but I will speak from my heart at all times. In the same way, I speak from my heart. If I'm being positive, I will speak from it when I'm being honest. And there are certain things I'm gonna be honest about. And I'm a good person. I'm not a nice person. I don't have to be liked. I don't care if you like me. I do not care at all. I got real friends in real life. So it don't mean anything to me if you don't follow me no more, if you got offended. I do not care, because that's true what I'm saying, and I can articulate it. I could call names and I could drag people, and I'm not even going to do that. I'm saying I'm standing on truth. So I love y'all, man. I didn't mean anything by that, but if that bullet hits you, then by all means let it hit you.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, Out of Your Falcon Mind. But I'm excited because we got somebody I do love to death on the show. Damski the Mansky with the Plansky, man. And it's always a great show when I have him on the show. So let's have a good one.
Yeah, man. Thanks for making it tonight, buddy. I know we've been trying to get up, and it's funny because we were like, hey, do you want to come on Thursday? I know, because we talked about like, wait till we sign a coach, because that'd be better to talk about. And then I'd be damned if we didn't go sign a coach a few hours ago, and it was Raheem Morris. How about it?
Yeah, I mean, just good timing, I guess. Like me and you just been back and forth, and you're like, "Do you want to come on?" I was like, "Well, let's wait for the coach," and then we were like, "Oh, just go. Let's wait." Okay, and then it just all ended up working out. So
yeah, exactly.
Thursday had the coach. It's so funny. Our guy Fleek in our group chat today was like, "I just got a feeling that we're gonna get our coach today," but I think he was talking about Slowick, because Slowick was interviewing today,
right?
And we ended up, hiring Raheem.
Yeah, man, and let me backtrack a little bit, man. As always, guys, coming tonight from VarietySports Network, and in the Clutch Studios, I had a great time on VarietySports on Sunday with the Talking the Gridiron show. Man, it was a huge show. Their best, I think it was one of their most highly viewed shows that they've done so far. So that was fun, man.
Bring the views.
It was, and the folks that showed up from our chat into their chat, thanks so much, man, for y'all that subbed to the channel. Appreciate that. If you're here, man, like the video for us, helps us out, and subscribe to the channel if you don't mind, helps us out as well. Get to more Falcons fans. And yeah, man. So like I said, I had some stuff planned, and we're on a little bit later tonight because my kid had like a high school orientation type thing already, even though the school year is not over yet. They have to go like talk about electives and sign up for things and whatnot. So, Amanda and Liam went there. I stayed home with the puppy, so I can't come on live with the puppy because it'd just be a disaster and then I'd have to turn it off. So, but anyway, here we are, man. So, news came down, Raheem Morris. And like I said, man, like there was nobody, that we'd interviewed was I just like, hell no. And we said on the previous shows, like I wasn't like totally out on anybody. Like even Bill, like I was more curious about Bill. I wasn't really excited about Bill. Like I was like, oh, maybe we'll see. Clearly, it looks like he didn't like the whole McKay setup, and McKay maybe didn't like Bill wanting full control, if that's what it was. We don't really know. Maybe never know. But, y'all got to remember that McKay and Bill, like McKay's been part of the competition committee. He's been in the NFL for 30 years. So they don't exactly probably see eye to eye on some things anyway. But so, yeah, I don't really care that we're not getting Bill Belichick. That wasn't really my first choice at all. And neither was Raheem. I mean, I was for Bobby Slowick. I was for Mike McDonald. I mean, those were kind of two guys, but right there with them was Raheem, and so like I'm very happy that we got him. I think, the guy's coached on both sides of the ball. I'm not worried about what he did in 2008 as a 32-year-old head coach. Is the first time, at the Bucs. That's, to me, maybe he got the job too early. He's been under McVay. He's been under Shanahan. He was passing game coordinator here when he went to the Super Bowl. He knows both sides of the ball. So I'm not worried about the fact he coached defense last year. And you listen to the players talk about him. You listen to Adam Schefter saying what the Rams have been actively saying. It's like, you've got to, this guy deserves a job. Mike Tomlin saying he's the most deserving coach out there that doesn't have a job, as a head coach. So if you just Jalen Ramsey coming out, players coming out, I mean, I'm down with it, man. Mike, what say you?
He's always been one of my favorite people in the league, but I totally panicked when they said he got the job. I totally was panicking because I'm like, dog, this has failed so far from what it was Jim Harbaugh. I was almost sure. And then when it wasn't him, it was like, okay, well, let's bring the GOAT in, Bill Belichick. And then when we met him and we let Nielsen go, and then you bring in this dude, I'm automatically mad because I'm like, come on, man, like this wasn't what we talked about. But I trust John so much that John was so excited. I said, you know what? I got to go with my man, Johnny Yates. I trust his judgment. And I love Mike Tomlin, who gave him a resounding support. So I'm going to be positive about it. I'm happy we got him. And one thing I love about him is no player ever badmouth. They love him. I mean, every player he ever played, ever coached on both sides of the ball, they absolutely love him. And I thought he did well when he was here. So I have no problem again. And again, I hate to bring it into it, but a black head coach, he's getting a chance to do it in Atlanta. That's epic. In Atlanta, a black head coach. And I don't know how old he is, but I always view him as a young dude because the face, he got like the BJ Armstrong thing going on.
47 years old.
Yeah, man, he looked 28. So I'm just a fan. So I'm excited. I just wanted a head coach. I'm glad we got it locked.
To the Super Bowl, mother.
Yeah, Super Bowl. And that's the same thing I just told Lynn. Man, we going to the Super Bowl. Because I overdo it. But I just wish if we was going to get him and it wasn't Bill, then you keep Nielsen in the building. If you bringing in Bill, then you let Nielsen go because Bill's a defensive guy. You don't bring in Raheem and let Nielsen go. I think I would have liked to see both of them.
Adam, what you think, buddy?
Yeah, I mean, Raheem wasn't my first choice, but I was on this podcast actually before I went back and listened to. I was trying to pull receipts if we got Bobby Slowick. That was the guy back then. I was trying to pull receipts, so I was trying to find me saying something about it. So Slowick, admittedly, I thought if we had hired him, I thought he would have been a little bit early in his hiring process. I think he should go back to Houston just one more year and just. He's gonna have a great year. He's got CJ Stroud. They're gonna be great there. D'Amico Ryans is building a great program down there. They're gonna probably be heavy AFC South favorites. So he's probably gonna go back there and kill it and probably be a prime candidate next year. So, but my belief was we could have been a year early on it. That tree, if you look at it, the only thing that's missed on it was Nathaniel Hackett. He was the only thing that's missed on, and that didn't directly come from Kyle Shanahan. That came from I forget who it was. Anyways, it's irrelevant. But Raheem, I was really excited for. I'm a big, and it's this in this day and age, the Dan Campbell type coaches, like the program builders, the rah kind of guys. They're not really looked upon. I've dealt with so many people today already. Just saying, Raheem's not that guy. Look at what he did this year. But so many of it is like circumstances, right? Like you don't really not really. I find like the amount I interact with fans. Not many people watch football outside of Atlanta, so they don't like their structure and their what they're talking about doesn't really, come together kind of thing. But Raheem was really dealt a really, really bad hand this year, and he got them to league average. He was 17th in DVOA. And I say, if anyone can name me a defensive back on that team, other than me, because I'm a huge football nerd, just explain to me if that player is good, because honestly, there's no good DBs on that team. So I mean, you look at it like he did what he could. It's the classic example of making chicken salad out of chicken shit. Like he really did it, and people are like, oh, he's not a schematic genius, and like he doesn't like I don't know what this like thing is. Like everybody's got to be Andy Reid when they're coming. Like we don't like, not every coach has to be like that. But I'm excited, man. Like Raheem's like, you seen the video of the Falcons posted of Raheem dancing in the middle of training. Like that's the kind of, like, me when I was a player, when I was playing sports, when I was playing college rugby, I responded to those kind of coaches better. Guys that could relate with me, and that like I wanted to play harder for those kind of guys. And I think from what I hear, that's what a lot of it is. And that Pivot, I don't know if you guys know the Pivot podcast with Ryan Clark. There's a really, I'll send you guys, there's a really good episode. I watched it right after Raheem won the Super Bowl with the Rams a couple of years ago. It's about an hour long, but it's a really good interview. And apparently back then he said he's always wanted to be the coach of the Falcons. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I saw that clip actually out there. Yeah. And you look at the guys that were available, and he was probably, of the Slowick or McDonald, like probably the one that's best suited to be able to put together a staff. The fact that he's had, like I said, this long in the league, he's got so many connections. So it's well respected by everybody. Like that's not even a thing at all. Like every coach. And if you listen to Les Snead, there's a thing on Twitter, and if you find it, it's Les Snead talking about, who's the GM of the Rams, and he's talking about basically just what Raheem is and what he means to the coaching staff, and what it's just go watch it, because it basically explains like, hey, look, man, there's going to be players that are going to be breaking rules to try to come play for him, and same thing with coaches. Like they wildly respect this guy and want to play for him. And so, that to me, it makes a lot of sense, for that. And also the fact of that, he was already here. He knows he already knows Blank. He knows the setup. He knows McKay. He knows everything around the organization. So that's not new to him. Like that might have been a put off to some guys like Bill, maybe somebody who knows who else, but he's well aware of it, and he's, he can embrace it, and like you said, Damski, like I don't care so much about like not being a schematic genius. Like, can he lead men? Can he hire a good guy? Can he hire a good OC? Can he hire a good DC? Can they do their jobs? And he do his job? Like the head coach doesn't have to be the play caller for one of the sides. Like that's just not how it has to be. Like
I'll have to prove that,
dude. Damn. So, let's just like, I saw, and when it happened, I saw just a litany of different things online. Some folks,
I was just about to ask you that, John. How did Twitter react?
Mixed, and we're gonna get chat. We're gonna get to the chat here in a second, y'all. So don't go away. But mixed. A lot of happy, a lot of really happy, a lot of just completely pissed off. Some people just checking out, saying I'm done with the Falcons completely, which is hilarious. That this would be the guy that says, I'm done with which is odd to me. But like so you can't look at it through those single lens of, well, he was a defensive guy. No, he wasn't. If you want to look at his career, we'll just look at where he started off in the NFL. Okay, so defensive quality control at Tampa Bay in 2002, defensive assistant in 2003, became the assistant defensive back coach in 2004, 2005. Left to go to Kansas State, become the defensive coordinator. Came back to Tampa Bay as a defensive backs coach in 2007 and 2008. Became the head coach, like I said, at 32 years old, 2009 through 11. Came to the Washington Redskins defensive back coach 2012, 2014, which, as y'all know, that's where the whole group was, with Shanahan and McVay and McDaniels and everything. And then Atlanta Falcons pass game assistant head coach, pass game coordinator 2015, 2019. We know that. Wide receivers coach 2016, 2019. Of course, he became defensive coordinator in 20. Under Dan Quinn, an interim head coach. He ended up coaching the last 11 games of the 2020 season. Well, after Quinn started off, I think 0-5, and he finished out that season not great, but he also wasn't really dealt a great hand. So, I'm not going to judge him based off of that either, because stepping in any kind of coach, you just have to step into a job halfway through the season. I'm not going to just go too hard on that. And then the Rams, of course, defensive coordinators since 2021. So as y'all can see, both sides of the ball, plenty of experience, and he knows plenty of guys. So I mean, that's not, to me, it's a really good hire. I think, and like I said, I was talking with people online, like, hey, folks can progress, folks can learn, folks can get better at what they do. We were probably pretty shitty on episodes 1 through 15.
I know we were.
We probably were. And so I know we've gotten better as we got more experience. And we still got room to grow. So, and that's everybody. I mean, I was not good at my job when I first started. Now I'm a hell of a lot better. Like there's, just to say because you weren't successful once doesn't mean you're going to be successful. And I'm not saying he's Bill Belichick, but Belichick wasn't exactly killing it before he went to the Patriots. If y'all don't know.
Belichick wasn't Belichick.
So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of folks just got to pump the brakes a little bit. Just chill. Like, let's wait and see how this shapes out. Let's see what kind of staff he builds and who he can bring in here, because I think it's going to be pretty enticing for players. And we'll talk about kind of the draft and what we might get into players with a little bit. But Mike, go ahead, buddy.
I gotta throw this in there. There's a lot of people who are trying to say that Blank was maybe racist for a few reasons. I hope he stopped that. I hope that this put all that to bed. The man is not racist, but I said 100 times. If you study even slightly, you would know that's not the thing that you can apply to him. So I hope that this put all that to bed.
I saw that after Terry wasn't at the press conference that came out. I'm like,
I seen a few things.
It looked bad that he wasn't there, but that wasn't the reason for me. Like that wasn't at all the reason. So, but anyway,
it's funny. I'm scrolling Twitter here too. I'm multitasking. Did you see the message that the Falcons just put out?
No.
So they officially announced Raheem, but they also announced that Terry Fontenot and Raheem Morris will talk to Arthur Blank directly. There won't be no more Rich McKay in the middle.
Good.
Breaking news, baby. Breaking news. We need to break
got to go do something else. He can handle like another side of operation.
Yeah.
We need some type of.
I like that. And like, I think the one thing I'll say, the one thing I'll say, I didn't like how Terry Fontenot was portrayed throughout the whole firing process. I really didn't. I had to defend him a billion times to people. It's just unjust. Like, nobody with the outside of that building knows the structure of what goes on there, and like they're really undermining Terry, and that really frustrated me, because Terry, from what I know and what I've heard, he's a very smart man, and he knows his football. So I think people got frustrated by the structure, but just some of the things that were being said were just silly. And I don't want to take this away from Raheem, but I'm glad Terry. I don't know if it's more power or if the structure is just better. I'm just glad that Terry's going to get his flowers, because he deserves it, in my opinion.
Me too.
100%. 100%. Yep, I'm spot on, man. Kenny, what's up, buddy?
Kenny, what up? Kenny said I might be by myself, or some might say I'm out of my fucking mind. But I'm excited and happy to have Morris as our head coach. Let's go. I am too, buddy.
I love it.
Cool stuff I want to share. I don't think this is a bad hire, but I don't think it's a good hire. You're confusing me, buddy. The Ravens DC was a better option, to be honest. I got you. I like Raheem. No, he was all over the place with that. Terry said, Falcons fam, we finally have our coach, Raheem the Dream. I'm so happy. Yes, sir.
Yep.
Liam said, yeah. Super Bowl, here we come. Now you talking my language. Brandon Haney Wright, the man got 3 names. He must be important. Rise up. Raheem was a solid hire. I like it. You're damn right he was. Cool stuff. DJ.
What's going on, DJ? Good to see you, buddy.
Cool stuff said, definitely interesting hire. I don't think this is a good hire, but I wouldn't also call it a bad. Man, you gaslighting. You started off the show. I don't know where you at. He's like talking in circles. That's my sports. What up? Check their podcast out. It's Raheem Morris, part 2. Let's go. Yep,
absolutely, man.
Sometimes the sequel is better than the original. Just sometimes. Damski got a fresh fade. Oh, okay. We got the Damski got the Boosie fade. I love it. Jordan said, what's going on, guys? What's up to everyone in the chat? Didn't expect us to get raw. now knowing he really wanted the job has me excited. Me too. I love people that want to be in Atlanta. Lemmy Jogensen. Now that should be switched. How hilarious is that? Lemmy Jogensen. I love it. You straight, brother. Don't let him bother you. I appreciate you, Lemmy. I appreciate you. Rich McKay hater is in his title. Jesus Christ. I love it. Ro Jackson. Let's go. New head coach vibes. I love how positive everybody. Damski with the fresh fade.
Your fade, just people digging the fade. I'm loving it.
People loving the fade with king shit, Mike. There you go, Lemmy. There you go, Lemmy. I'm gonna have starting something new. Mike said, "Kiss my ass respectfully." I love it. I'm trying to be respectful, but I mean it. Talk your talk, Mike. We riding with you. Thank you, Kenny. I appreciate it, buddy. Big boy Brewski said, "Talk your talk." Thank you. Go. I love you guys. I really do appreciate you. Jordan, always rock with you guys. Some of the realest dudes out there. Thank you, Jordan. We love you too. Damski is Canadian. Confrontation is weird to him, bro. That is not true. That is not true. He is aggressive on the football field. Y'all recall the last time he was on the show? Do you recall that story he told us? I want to go back. Oh no, he hold a grudge, man. He will take it out.
Every time I come on this show, like me being Canadian gets brought up. Like I don't know why. It just happens every single time.
Yeah, I couldn't really follow that, Kerry. I just had to keep. I mean, there's nothing I could really do to go from there. All right, Mike or Adam. People worried about the quarterback situation. What do you see?
Wait,
Raheem might.
Hold on. I have to ask my brother. This Johnny Yates.
Yeah.
From all the coaches who we could have got, who did you want? Because you said he wasn't really your first choice. I already know it wasn't Bill, and Jim was gone. So we happy for the bros. But so who did you want? Who was available?
Of who was available? Either, like I said, we talked about Slowick before, and I love what Slowick done. But the same thing Adam said, we said a few weeks ago on the show is like, when people asked me about Nielsen, I was like, yeah, but Nielsen's only been a DC for 1 year. And I said, that's a tough jump, and like, it's kind of the same thing with Slowick. He's an OC for 1 year. So it's a tough jump to make, especially in this type of hire. Like we've talked about it several times. Like this hire had to be right, or at least they had to, they couldn't look like if they hired the Slowick and they got it wrong, everybody's gonna look and say, man, look, you had to get this one right. And you hired a first-time head coach who'd only been an offensive coordinator for 1 year. What the hell were you thinking? Like, that's going to be a bad look. Yeah. So Raheem is a safe hire. Like I said, he was in my top 3 for sure. Mike McDonald really liked him because, that dude has shut down every powerful offense in the league.
I love Mike McDonald.
Shut him down, and I like that dude. So he was probably up there, but like I said, I got no issues with Raheem, man. But yeah, Adam, buddy, what do you think as far as the quarterback direct? Any idea on what you think might happen here?
It's a loaded question for sure.
Yeah, big time.
Double H.
So I talked to a couple guys that I know cover the draft pretty well. I work for some pretty good sites, and from what they're hearing, that number 1 and number 2 picks are not going to be for sale. Like, you're not going to be able to move up for them, and it's just a matter of if New England's going to want to play it safe the first year with a new coach, or if they're going to want to take a swing and try to get a quarterback. Gerard Mayo put something, I guess, in the press when he was first hired, saying that they're going to take a very important position. But that could mean left tackle. That could mean Marvin Harrison. That could mean a multitude of things. There's many great players in this draft that could mean anything, or it could mean quarterback too. But I think the avenues of trading up for a quarterback. The thing is, here's what ultimately I keep brainstorming in my head is that the Falcons aren't going to go into the draft with Ritter and Tyler Heineke as the quarterbacks. They're not going to go into the draft because you're making that's a bad bet, right? Just like you're at a I forgot that I don't do gambling well, but that game where you throw it on red or black or a number and blah, blah, blah. What is it called?
Roulette.
Yeah. Roulette. So you can tell I don't gamble. But it's like placing your all your money on a single number instead of red or black, right? Yeah. Like me, I went one time and placed it on red, I doubled my money and left. Like that was me, right? So that's playing it safe. Right? So,
hell yeah.
I don't think they're gonna do that. I don't think they're gonna go into the draft and be like, hey, let us pray that New England slips on Jaden Daniels or Drake May or whoever falls and then Arizona, who we know has already committed to Kyler Murray, and kind of they're contractually obligated to stick with him for another 2 years. So you're like, hey Arizona, and then you gotta outbid teams to get from 8 to 4, right? So I just think that's a lot. So I do think they'll get a vet of some sort. I don't think it'll be Russell Wilson. I've seen a couple people and I've seen it on Twitter about Russell Wilson. If the rumors are true and it's Zach Robinson coming from the Rams as the offensive coordinator, or he's highly regarded, if he's the kind of player they want, the Rams throw over the middle way too much for Russell Wilson to be there. He's actually one of the worst over the middle throwers of the football that there is in the league. So I don't think it'll be him. There's a lot of anticipation throw, so I don't even know if Justin Fields fits that. So I honestly, like, it dries up to like Baker Mayfield. Like, you know what I mean? Like Jacoby Brissett. Like, it's just like it's a rough spot to be in, like right now. Honestly, if it's me, I'm just hedging my bet and going Justin Fields. Like that to me, if we get him into a good structure and we can get him and his strengths work to his strengths, to me that would signal probably give us our best chance at the best season. But in terms of like going into the draft, I just think it's going to be extremely difficult to move up. If it was up to me and like all options were available, I would move up to 1 and grab whatever quarterback I wanted. I'd be that aggressive to do it. But I just think it's going to be. I think it's going to be extremely tough, and for sure we're definitely not going to go into the draft with just the room as is. You can, because and another thing when we were going through the coaching search is that apparently the team wanted to see what candidates had as a plan for the quarterback. So it had to have been something that they liked, right?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I don't think either. Which was we should mention that Mike Vrabel also interviewed yesterday, but it kind of came out today. I think James Palmer at ESPN said that it's kind of funny that if Vrabel does get hired by a team, that Arthur Smith will likely be his offensive coordinator. So I don't think that probably would have been a fit. That might have been just like interview over at that point if Mike said that in the interview. But yeah. So anyway.
So who's your OC?
Yeah. That guy you just let go.
That ever happened before? No. Where the dude they fired was brought back as a low. Okay.
Not immediately. It's at least I don't think, maybe down the road, but definitely not immediately. But that's what you said, Damski. I mean, it makes sense, and I don't. Somebody I saw Baker earlier on somebody said that Baker may fit this offense good at least for a year or two. While they hopefully draft and groom a quarterback. And dude, if we get Baker from last season, I mean, okay. I mean, he played one of the best years of his career, I guess. But and then, there's still the Kirk Cousins out there. There's still Tannehill. There's other options that, depending on, again, if it is a Zach Robinson that comes in, which, I mean, I'm all for. I know I'm pretty sure you're behind. If that's the case, and just bringing that style here will be nice. And I'm sure, but they did say there'll be other candidates he interviews. I'm sure he we'll bring other guys. Defensively, what are you thinking?
In terms of
schematics and any possible the coordinator.
I'll just add the one thing on the quarterback too. I think the one thing that ties Justin Fields here is that his arm angles and stuff are pretty similar to what Stafford does. It's just like Stafford will try insane throws, and Justin definitely does that too. Like obviously to like a way lesser degree of how consistent Stafford is, but he definitely will try like the sidearm, like the no looks. Like he'll definitely do all that. And I just wonder if maybe Zach Robinson's like, hey man, like if we can get this and that going on this thing, then maybe it'll work. But defensively, I actually put out it's actually kind of like I was looking over it today. I started looking at just the way they play, just the defensive ends. Like the one thing I look at is like height, weight, size of like specific positions like defensive end, defensive tackle, how their defensive tackles play, the alignment of them. Like if one plays in the 1 tech, which is the A gap, or if one plays in the B gap, which is the 3 tech. Like I'll kind of look at those things, and I'm going over it and I'm going over it and I send it to my coaching buddies. I'm like, these two fucking schemes are like the exact same thing, are they not? Like I'm just looking from an alignment standpoint to see if I'm looking and missing anything.
Mhm.
And I honestly think so. Basically, we ran what's called like a 4-3 under. It's like outside linebacker, which was Arnold Ebiketie at the end of the year. It's called I call it condensed to the line. So he plays like a 6 technique, which is just outside the tackle shoulder. So that's basically it gives you like a 5-man front with 2 linebackers. So it's almost like it's like a nickel, but it's not really a nickel because you're still rushing 5 and be able to rush 5. So that's when we've kind of seen some. Remember, sometimes Grady Jarrett or David Onyemata would drop, and then you know what I mean, and then Kaden Ellis would blitz kind of thing, like those kind of things. It's similar. I think the blitz packages are similar, and then I looked at the coverage tendencies, and they're very similar. We play a lot of cover 1. We play a lot of cover 3, and then we play what's called we call it QQH, which is quarter half, which is cover 6. So there's a lot of similarities, and I think where we're going, I think we're trending into the right direction and into the direction of what Raheem wants to do. And I'm kind of hoping that he just keeps running with that scheme. I'm wondering how much Raheem's actually going to call plays. If he's not calling plays, then I honestly haven't looked at the coaching tree who he would hire. But the first person I would call would be Evero, who is also up for head coaching. Like Evero, to me, he's my favorite defensive coordinator in football right now. So I would there's similarities there, and like my rationale is like, if we get Evero, Brian Burns is a free agent.
Exactly.
We'll get Brian
exactly,
Burns.
Dude. That was 100% my thought process too. I was like, man, if Evero doesn't get a job, man, we got to bring him here as a defensive coordinator. If nothing else, just to get Brian Burns to come with him.
Can we make the playoffs, Damski?
Yeah, actually, I absolutely think so. I think if they're able, so Zach Robinson, I'll say that if we can land Zach Robinson, I think he'll do some really special things with Drake London. I put in I think they'll use him a lot like Cooper Kupp in the slot and allow him to block and just be like that aggressive physical style that he likes to play with. And I think he'll catch a lot of balls over the middle. I think Bijan's going to catch a lot of fucking balls too. But I think this team could be really, really good right out the gate. It really depends. It's going to come down to quarterback. But if they can just find a way to get like that average QB play, like we said last year that we didn't get, but if they got a plan to get an average QB in here, I really fucking like their chances next year.
I got a good one for you. I need the biggest difference between Arthur Smith and Raheem is what?
Like as head coaches?
Yeah.
That's funny. I think they're pretty similar. Like they're definitely players coaches, right? I think Raheem relates more to the city of Atlanta as well. Too. Okay. He's been here. He's run it. Like apparently Blank and him have kept a solid relationship as well. I think what I think Raheem probably learned in his years of not being a head coach and after he did his internship here with those 11 games was he probably learned to like delegate roles better than Arthur Smith did. And Raheem's been here. Raheem's done this longer than Arthur. I don't know if Arthur's gonna land on his feet more because to me, he wants to be a play caller and the head coach, and I find only a small few can do that. And it's real, and I don't think Raheem's going to do that. I really feel like he's going to delegate roles properly, and I think Raheem's going to really be that raw, like he's going to be in this room, he's going to be in that room, he's going to hold people accountable, and I think that's what you need. And I think Arthur did that from what I heard. Like the players did like Arthur, but I think like a lot of and Jalen Ramsey said it. He's like, man, every single player in the league loves Raheem Morris.
Yeah, every one of them. Yep.
So like. You know what I mean? Free agents are going to want to come. Like, I think Raheem is, I think he's just like the elite level of what Arthur Smith wants to be is like this players coach who can also call plays. But I think he's going to probably delegate to like a good play caller. I'm not saying he's not going to call plays fully, but I would imagine he probably knows how to delegate things better than what Arthur Smith did.
Yeah.
Love it.
It's just an asshole too. I just don't.
No, yeah, he is.
I couldn't
love it.
deal with his interviews, man. Like, just like I
Yeah,
stopped listening.
some were just over the top. Some were, you don't know if he's, because we had Joe Patrick on from 1999, and he was like, dude, he's
I
like,
know,
when the
yeah.
camera's on, he's like, he's a great dude.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
he's really good to
He
us.
strikes me as that, right? But it's just like, bro, like, just answer the questions. Like,
I know.
like,
It's
don't
like,
tiptoe
exactly.
around it. Somebody asks you to answer A or B, don't answer C. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
100%. Yeah.
go to it.
Don't be me in my calculus class. So that's my sports said he saw blank wanted Bill, but there was hurdles he didn't want. Yeah, probably. Like I said, there was that set up. And hey, shout out to Carrie. She just sent me this actually the post you were just talking about, Adam. In the press release, it said Mr. will no longer be involved day-to-day football operations, and also Raheem Morris. This is from our boy Daniel Flick. He put this on Twitter. From Raheem Morris, I'm overjoyed for the opportunity for my family and I to return to Atlanta as a Falcons head coach. We know that from firsthand experience what a first-class organization Atlanta is and what this team means to a city and its fans. And then Terry Fontenot's first public comments on Raheem Morris, also per Daniel Flick. I'm beyond excited to work side by side with Raheem and bringing a championship to Atlanta. Raheem is the right fit for our team, culture, and shared vision for success in Atlanta. I love it. Thank you, Carrie, for sending me that. Look who's in the house. Big Low, what's up, buddy?
Big Low, what in the world, Bo? What's up to the funniest Atlanta Falcons content? I appreciate you, Bo. The smoothest brother John and one of the most knowledgeable Damski. We love you, Bo. Thank you, man.
That's it, man. And there we go. Yeah, they officially. Yep.
Yeah. Millie Mills said, I want to hear Millie. You better be positive. Benny Slowick was Hot Shots. Jim was destined for LA. Bill was the grumpy old guy who wants it his way. McDonald really not him, and Vrabel was there. I like Raheem. Oh, Millie with the shop. I love it. I love it.
I agree with most of that, but McDonald definitely.
McDonald likes that. I agree. And Jim was. I think he was kind of just using Atlanta for leverage. I wanted Jim Harbaugh originally, like you said, like Mike and I talked about, but it never seemed like it was like a real thing. It seemed like he wanted to be back in Southern California, which hey, good for him, man, and good for the Chargers. Like I said, we sent that message out to our Bolt bros, let them know they couldn't be more happy about it, which I'm sure, man. I'm sure they
deserve it, man.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Raheem I love how I was not expecting this. I was expecting like a gross, like overreaction. So this is cool.
No, dude, this is great. This chat's great. I'm loving it.
You're lucky you're not on Twitter, big guy.
Bradley Burnett said, sounds to me like we have a free agency draw. I like it. Yeah, Smitty said y'all see Terry and Rob will report to AB. Yeah, man. He wants complete control now.
I love it, man.
Look, I ain't gonna lie. Look, I was scared for John. I'm like, he gonna have a rough time on Twitter today, but he said it was mostly good. So I'm shocked.
Mostly good. No, man, like the few folks that were not happy about it, I tweeted. I'm not, like I said, you can be a fan and think however you want. I'm not going to try to convince you otherwise. I mean, I'm just going to point out some things that maybe like don't take into account what happened 15 years ago. Maybe things have changed. Maybe he's grown. Maybe he's learned some things. Like that can all happen. Not to just jump. Look, man, I was all in on Arthur Smith. Look what happened. I mean, like you just never know, dude. I mean, it's picking coaches is like finding a quarterback, man. Like it's like
you were on crack. Here's why I love John. If I was on crack, right? If I was on crack and I had to go away for a while and I come back, he would still have the same type of. Hey, he can do it. He can do it. You could trust him. He stole your sofa once. He stole a few TVs, but he has put that behind him. I love it, buddy. I love it.
No, I mean, I was on the Arthur Smith bandwagon until I just couldn't be anymore, man. I mean, but what's going on, John?
And again, I love the culture he instilled here, but like John said, I just couldn't do it to an extent. No, but I do hope he go get a job somewhere, and I hope he crush it. It's the same way I did for Dan Quinn and all, man, Freeman, Coleman, and man, Julio Jones and whoever was here. I always loved them dudes. McKay's Roy changed. Now that's what I'm really happy about.
Yeah, and what was crazy? I think I heard that Arthur may be a fit in Pittsburgh. I don't know if you heard that or not, Damski, but I heard that was a rumor. Yeah,
No, he probably would do good.
You got Najee Harris, big bruising back
yeah,
up there.
I was thinking about that. He would.
I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, who knows? But we'll see. But and also, I mean, we haven't mentioned it. You mentioned it earlier in the show, Mike. But yeah, it sucked losing Nielsen. That came through. I mean, and it also sucked losing Dave Huxtable, man. I love Hux, man. And he was. I don't know if that means anything to Calais. I mean, it is. It seems kind of fortuitous that Calais could go back to Jacksonville to finish out his career one more year with Nielsen and Huxtable being there. I'd love to see him stay here. I think with the Raheem signing, I think there's a good chance he may stay. I think that's probably the best opportunity for him to stay in Atlanta if he wants to play one more year. But I think like I said, it could be worse, man. I mean, I think the Falcons did the right thing by letting Nielsen talk to him because they couldn't just keep blocking him and being dicks. You know what I mean? So because that kind of you don't want to portray that as your organization either. It's like, I'm not going to let this guy go get a job because if he hangs on,
That's
like I did a little short about it. If he hangs on as our DC and doesn't take these interviews, and then our head coach comes in and says, "Nah, I'm not going to retain you," then what? Then he's fucked. He's got to go find something else. So I get it. I hate losing him because what he did with our defense in the 1 year was phenomenal. But
in 1 year, man.
Yeah, exactly.
I hope Calais can come back. He's really good down the stretch.
Yeah, I do too.
Italy said, so he hires our coach and falls back into the shadows. We still don't want you, McKay. No, he is the most hated person in the whole organization, and I absolutely love it.
Oh man,
he was at the press conference, right? And I try to tell John, I'm staring at the chat. He's not seeing the chat. I said, dog, this chat is destroying this man. He hadn't even said nothing yet. He hadn't even spoken yet. He was sitting there in the chat like, man, this motherfucker. I was like, God. I asked John. I said, yeah, are you watching this?
Yeah, you said Evero, man. That's who we kind of hoping it is. We'll see how that comes down if he doesn't end up with the job. I guess the only jobs left now. We didn't say it, but the Panthers hired Dave Canales earlier, which was Tampa Bay's offensive coordinator, which happened kind of quickly. Since that was he interviewed once or twice.
I think he interviewed. That was the second time.
Yeah. Second one, yeah. And they didn't waste any time. They went ahead and hired him. And the Titans locked up Brian Callahan earlier as well. After his second interview, they let him leave town, which he was the OC at Cincinnati. So the only jobs left are what?
Seattle.
That's it.
Washington.
Yeah. And it looks like Ben Johnson's probably going to Washington from everything.
Yeah.
I've seen, which good for them, and Seattle, I don't even know what the hell is going to happen. So I guess Dan Quinn interviewed there, and I don't know what else is going on with them, but maybe Vrabel is going to interview there as well.
I thought Slowick had a second interview too. I'd be curious to see. I thought Dan Quinn was I thought it was just going to be like Dan Quinn's out and then Dan
me
Quinn's
too,
kind of thing. Yeah. But it looks like they're doing their due diligence, so we'll see.
And you got to throw in Matty Ryan. He said, if you can last through the Mike Vick controversy, 28-3, the 2020 season, and Arthur Smith, then why is it where? Then how do you check out here? And I just want to tell y'all, please don't check out. Have some optimism. At least give him a chance to prove you wrong or to prove. Just see before. Just at least see. He's a good guy. If you recall, he's a good person. So at least give him an opportunity, man. Please. The Nerd King. But if you do check out, man, I want all your jerseys and your signed cards and all. You can send them my way. So don't keep those if you check out. Be fair. If you check out, mail those to our P.O. box out of your Falcon mind. The Nerd King. What's up, y'all? So happy we didn't get Belichick, a.k.a. Old Man Jenkins.
Man,
I can't go against it like that.
James from the Bolt Bros texted me and said, well, looks like you don't have to get any wheelchair ramps installed.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, man.
Dog, I never thought I would see the day where Bill would be struggling to find a job. It's a wild thing. I never thought I'd see it because he's regarded as the greatest coach in the history of the sport. So to see him go and they like, nah. It's like, God, nah. It's wild to see.
I mean, like I said, we won't know what's been said, but he had a tough last few years, man. And if he really goes in wanting full control, that's probably a turnoff for some folks.
Yeah.
From what I understood, that was the reason why a lot.
It was.
Mm-hmm.
He
I
just
can
like
understand that
he
though.
kind of wanted to do like the old style, and nobody really was probably going to go for that. So
Yeah, I'll be honest, man. Like hearing him talk is fucking. I mean, like Arthur Smith is bad. Like, dude.
Yeah,
I
he's
mean,
the
like
worst.
that is the
Yeah.
worst press conference I've ever
Yes,
seen,
it is.
tried to see, you listen to at all. Like it's
And
terrible.
he's the worst dressed.
Yeah, by
Yeah.
far. Jones Bones.
Jones Bones. When the play caller, who is also head coach, doesn't work out, the whole roster and staff likely gets turned over. When the CEO type head coach has a poor OC, he can get another OC. Great point, Jones.
Yep. Very true.
Aubrey Hawkins, great name,
Jones
man.
Bones.
I love the hire.
Yeah, he's actually Jones Bones is. I don't know. I'm sure that's a parody account because he's definitely coached before. I don't know who it is. I mean,
No, you
Jones
can
Bones,
tell
I am say he
absolutely.
be
You can
doing his stuff,
absolutely.
right? He be
Yeah,
having some good
bro,
points.
he really does. Like he challenges
Yeah,
me.
he always
I
do that.
love it. Yeah, I gotta figure out that's gotta
That's
be
Arthur
some kind of.
Smith. I'm telling you, I think that's Arthur Smith. He just don't want to let on that it's him. I see you, Arthur. TP said, "What's up, fellas? We got our coach. Give him a chance to clock in." Dog, we have not had one person who's mad. I absolutely love this.
I do too,
King
man.
Atlantis supporter, my man. I absolutely love this. We have not got one person that's like, no. Tyler said, "Let's go, fellas." The reaction from every player that Raheem has coached has me all the way hyped about. Rod, let me tell you something. I already knew how the players felt, but then when John and Damski tell me something and they both agree, I'm never going against that. I don't care if it's food, a movie, a show. I'm not. When they both agree, I'm all automatically in agreement.
Yo,
Great
you know
move.
what's so funny? When I went to Atlanta, you know what I from your guys' show, what was that fucking thing from Starbucks? Something nitro? Was it
Nitro
something-
cold
Oh,
brew.
Nitro Cold Brew?
Yeah, dude. I was like, yo, these guys, I heard them talk about it on like 3 shows. I have to try this. So I went and tried. I was like, I never go to Starbucks, but I'm a big cold brew guy here at Tim Hortons in Canada.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, yo, I gotta go try this. Yo, it's actually really good.
Ah,
man.
I told you.
Wouldn't steer you wrong, buddy.
Not at all.
Not at all, man. Let's see. Mitch said rise up from
Mighty
Southern
said,
Indiana.
"Rise
I
up."
love it.
From Southern Indiana, I love it. 2025 NFC champs, Super Bowl. Yeah,
We going to the
love
Super
it.
Bowl, mother.
I love it. Let's go.
Yeah, man. It's great, man.
Bro,
Like you said, Mike.
the only thing we all agreed upon, I've been studying, was Jesse Bates. I didn't see anybody say, I don't want Jesse Bates. So this is the second time. Hold on. Debo, don't you mess this up.
First one.
Debo, don't you mess this up. No. Me and Red Machine said, happy for this hire. Can't wait for OCDC hire. Dog, even if y'all not a fan of his, be happy that a black head coach was, he got a chance to do it. You got to respect that. And you don't respect nothing else. And that's in Atlanta. That should mean something to you. Brian, people said, after I calm down, I like it, but I don't love it. Hey, that's all we ask is that you like it. Young, you can learn to love me. You can learn to love me over time.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Frequency mode. I love that emoji, man. That's hot. What do you think about Russell Wilson coming to Atlanta?
Well, if you missed it earlier, Adam kind of went through a little bit and just said that he's not a great across the middle type thrower, and if Zach Robinson comes, here, that's a decent amount of the offense. So that's not a great match. So
bro,
I did also. I heard a rumor, and I don't know if y'all have heard this, that he wants to be a Raider.
Because here's why. He shouldn't be close to Future, and no, he shouldn't be that close to Future.
That is exactly what I said. I'm like, did people forget that Atlanta literally brought in Future for that playoff game?
Yeah, dog. Yeah, and so he don't need to be close to Future. Please don't do that. Strapped up. Who will we hire as defensive coordinator? What are you, man? We gonna hire. I'm gonna tell you who we gonna get as the DC, and I just want to say that. Because the price point, we gonna hire Damski. He don't know it yet, but we will make him an offer for the price point. So Damski will be the defensive coordinator for next season because he only gonna charge like $2 million. We gonna give him $2 million, and I'm telling you, Super Bowl loading.
Shit, I'll do less for less.
You see what I'm saying? For less. He's saying for less. Arthur Blank. Come on, man.
Call Damski up. The favorite is Evero, Evero, but I don't know. Do you even have a second guy you would even think of, or you just in that case, sometimes just somebody Raheem would probably bring in that he knows?
I mean, while you guys are going through these, I can look at the coaching stuff.
Yeah, man. Yeah. That's my sports. Say go get Justin Fields. He literally has a statue. He does, man. And his face is on what's it for some pizza joint here in Kennesaw.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I forgot the name of it, but yeah, it's in there. Hey, bald head Falcons fan, love it. Great hire. Big deal. Love it, man.
I love that name.
It.
Double B Ride would love to see us get Russell Wilson and draft a Bo Nix or Penix in the second, unless we can trade for Jaden Daniels. Justin Fields is the obvious pick. I agree with you, Gabriel. Double B said Fields for a second and the fourth would be nice. I don't see his market being huge, and he might have a huge market. And our second is the 40th overall pick, so good value. Great point.
And I did see the Jaguars are working toward, or they want to keep Calvin Ridley around, which would, if they do that and extend him, that means we get another second. We actually would, our third would turn into a second round. So that'd be great. So
we call that the minor league Falcons. It is the Jaguars.
Yeah, right.
The DJ said if we do trade up, I already know we're not getting number 1 or 2 pick. I read that Chicago is definitely staying at number 1 and have no intentions of trading that pick. It's fine, so we can get 3, 4. It's fine.
That's all.
No, now don't you do it with Ryan Tannehill, buddy.
Mike Singletary on, I think he was on Good Morning Football today. He said that if it was him, then he would keep Justin and roll Justin with and build off what he did and just keep surrounding him with weapons. And
man, I would too, to be honest. So, I don't know why you go from there. I would pay that man.
Yeah.
DJ43 said, "What's up?" I
already got the.
I thought it was Raheem real quick. I was about to say, dog, he didn't join the chat. Like, TJ, what up?
What are they gonna do about Ritter, man? I don't. I mean, he's in the building, man. Like he'll probably back up. I would assume. I mean, like, he'll at least I would think compete for a backup position. I mean, there's not our buddy Trayshawn was joking with us. Well, he's probably not joking, but he said on Twitter that look for Ritter to possibly get a chance to start next year, which I don't even think that's even possible. As much as Raheem loves to, like give second chances and stuff like that, I don't think like he's also got eyes and he can look and be like, maybe this wasn't the best, call.
John just said, but he also got eyes. Now that was the shot of all shots, buddy. That was a headshot. You just,
I mean,
Gabriel said, I assume Van Jefferson will come back if we get Robinson.
I don't know, man. I mean, they're familiar, but like he didn't do jack nothing. Was granted, I mean, different system completely, and we already know how the passing schemes were set up here. It wasn't great. And Aubrey said, unpopular. I'm not out on Ritter.
Aubrey, no, block him on all platforms. He said he's not out on Ritter. Aubrey, now what do you think? He's starting or backup? I just want to hear him starting or backup.
I'm out on him as a starter. But anyway, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, I got some names. So I forgot actually, but Patrick Graham, he was the Raiders defense coordinator last year. He was a guy that I did like. He has 4-3. He mostly coaches 4-3. He's a really good defensive coordinator. One's actually, what about Ron Rivera? This kind of scheme was his thing, and apparently he's looking for a defensive coaching job too. Another one that could be popular is Marquand Manuel. He obviously coached with the Falcons before.
Yeah.
But he coached a really good defense here when he was here last.
He did.
Way out there, absolute like wish and dream would be Jim Leonard from Wisconsin. Actually, I don't know if like this is going like heavy into me being a football nerd, but Jim Leonard's like going to be the next great defensive coordinator. Like the way that he's running his schemes, I don't know, but that would be one if we hired, I would be excited.
Love it. And Chris said Evero or Aubrey Pleasant. Yeah. And Sal Picker said, could you guys explain Zach Robinson what schemes for offense and all? That's all you, Adam.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh my God, I'm gonna love this. Man, everybody want to know this, Adam. So you
gotta go crazy deep. Just what can you expect?
Well,
we all want to know this.
They like vertical. They go vertical a lot. They love going vertical. Vertical just means they deep shots, middle of the field stuff. Quick game and RPO. So quick game is just like quick over the field stuff. RPO is obviously run pass option with the running back. And I'm assuming if they get into an active running back, they're probably going to dip a little bit more into that RPO stuff. But seam balls, things that attack what's called cover 3 weak spots, so it's like up through the middle. I think he's a really big inside and outside zone guy. I think when we ran inside here with Arthur, we're a little bit more gap. If RB's in the chat, RB's actually an offensive line coach. I don't know if he's still here, but he would know a little bit better about that scheme last year. Offensive line's kind of my weakness. But attack vertically downfield. That's like the best thing that you could imagine. Getting balls to running backs in the flats to work quicker. Like that's actually like a thing there. Like it's not like Atlanta where they just put a running back in the flat and like if you get there, you get there kind of thing. But it's like clear out the space. It's kind of like I call it clearing out the paint. They do this too with Lamar Jackson, is where you just like in basketball where the point guard has the ball and tells everybody to get in the paint. And then, then you drive the lane kind of thing. It's like one of those things where they move all the receivers across the field, get the running back into a one-on-one and just let them work. I would assume they're going to use Bijan like that. And then if they have a running quarterback, obviously they could do the exact same thing. So I would say explosive passing attack would be the best way to describe without going into like the actual schematics of Zach Robinson and like saying like, oh, he runs dagger or he runs things like that. Like those are like, and then me having to explain what dagger is and me having to explain what like, you know what I mean? Like I would say the best way to describe Zach Robinson would be a vertical downfield, explosive passing.
Love it. And Super Contra said bring in Weaver from the Ravens. I like that too, Anthony Weaver.
Weaver's actually another good one, but I think there's a little bit of cross scheme stuff there with Weaver, so I think that scheme might matter.
I got you.
No,
Listen, what about Leslie
hate
Frazier?
to play you in Madden, Damski. I would hate to play you in Madden because he like understand it too much. He would see what you was doing. It wouldn't be no fun. I don't think I would score.
No, the problem with Madden is like what, like I'll know what you're doing like before this on defense. I'll know what you're doing, but I can't account for the one guy you control that just like runs in a circle.
Oh, I got you.
Something that's not normal, right? So like, so that's like the one thing I can never like. I'm like, and then like, it's a different game. I was talking to the guy, CC. He actually has a YouTube channel, a pretty big YouTube channel. Me and him are actually pretty good buddies. I talk football with him a lot. I'm like, yo, how do you do it? He's like, bro, it's just like mostly you just gotta try to hit the open guy. I'm like, I don't know, man. Like, maybe I'm just too old for video games these days.
Oh, I can't. I mean, Liam beats me now on a pretty regular basis, so I can't. I don't even try to play.
Yeah, my son's not about that.
But John, hold on, pause for a moment. Speaking of games, he on the show, so we got to run this back. Damski, the Mansky with the Plansky, round 2. Let's get it, Damski. Come on, man. Come on, unfreeze yourself and let's go. Let's go. I got a few questions for you, Damski.
Yeah.
You were right about something, okay? And I tell John all the time, I say he was the first one saying that, and the man didn't miss. CJ Stroud. Oh, you was right about that. Just tell us how you feel about watching your man go to town, go to work, and just knowing you called it early on.
I mean, my biggest thing is like, a lot of people got on for him because he wasn't like this big rah guy. He's a reserved, he's a Catholic man. Like he just goes about his business, comes in, works, that's it. And people don't like to see that. And I think you're kind of seeing that right now on social media. They're like kind of getting rid of all of his beliefs every time because he always says he thanks God. Like before anything he says, always says thanks God, and they're kind of acting that. So like I'm just thankful because even I'm gonna be completely honest with you. When he was at Ohio State, not a lot of people liked him at Ohio State fans.
I got you.
So he caught a lot of negative flack, but he was just always a guy. He just came in and just insane throws, just like consistent, just fucking insane throws. Like that's it. Like my son's like a lot of people don't know, but like my son's a quarterback now, and the only quarterback I'll allow him to study is CJ Stroud because he does everything. The exact same thing every single time. Like it's just like that's literally how the position works, and it's just like it's for me. I remember somebody explaining Kobe Bryant. Everybody was like, Kobe Bryant doesn't do anything like incredible. He just does the basic fundamentals perfectly, and that's what made him such a great basketball player. And that's like the exact same way to describe CJ Stroud. It's not like he can throw the ball 70 yards. Like his range is probably 55 yards, but he's going to get it out on time. It's going to come out perfectly. So just to see him like go through adversity and just keep grinding, man. Just see him like no matter the situation, just overcoming like all that S2, basically calling him dumb as shit. Just seeing him go through all that, it was great, man. Because like he always says, man, God is good, and at the end of the day, like he prevailed, and now people are talking about him as like a top five quarterback already. So I'm glad to see it.
The pride in his face is like a father. It's like how I feel about
Glowing.
Matt Ryan,
Just
and I
glowing.
don't even know Matt Ryan, but I feel the same way. I got another one for you, Damski. What else do you recall that you called early that you was right about? Because you was right. Is there something else that you know? Like, man, I said that early. Because John called Tyler. He called Tyler before anybody. He called it spot on. Do you have another one that you was spot on that you called early?
It's hard because I evaluate a lot of talent, a lot of players. So like I definitely have my misses, definitely have my hits, but I don't know. I was really early on nailing Jesse Bates.
Yeah, you were. That's true. Yeah.
I was like probably a year early on that, but I was more of like he's kind of like one of my favorite players in the NFL. Like so much so that me and my son, like my son likes the Browns, but I specifically went to the Bengals game to watch Jesse Bates play. So when he was there, but another one was what's his name? Oweh. Jason Oweh from the Ravens, the edge rusher? Is it Oweh?
Yeah, I think that's how you say it. Yeah.
Yeah, Jason Oweh was a prospect that was super raw. Not a lot of people seen his talent, but I hit on him. Taquan Graham too was a really good hit for me too before his pre-injury.
All right, man, go to opposite, Damski. What was your biggest wrong? The one where you was sure and you was loud about it. You was loud and wrong. When was you loud and wrong?
My biggest wrong was Josh Allen was going to be a bust. Like,
okay.
I was like, this is what turned the tide for me and completely changed my perspective on the quarterback position. Was I was so sure Josh Rosen was going to be the next Matt Ryan, and I was so sure that Josh Allen was going to be the biggest bust in the draft. And it just made me that offseason just completely reevaluate how I evaluate quarterbacks. And now I'm just like, if your quarterback doesn't run, you ain't shit, basically.
All right, I got another one for you. Damski the Mansky with the Plansky. You need a superpower, buddy. I'm going to list a few. I need you to pick one and tell me why you want that one, okay? You can be invisible. You can have super speed. You can read people's thoughts. You have you can fly, or you can blank out a memory you have. Which one are you picking and why?
Blank out memory I have. I'm sure a lot of people would pick that one. No, it's so funny. We have like this card game we play every dinner, like me and my family, and this was one of the questions. But I picked flying, man. Definitely, of course. You can go anywhere. Like I'm just like, yo, I'm done the show. I'm gonna go to Bali. Like, see you later.
I love it. I got another one for you, Damski. If you can hire any coach who ever coached to coach our team next season, whoever coached, who are you hiring and why?
I don't know. Like, it's hard because from defensively, like the person like I admire the most and the person I mostly studied was Nick Saban, and I love Nick Saban. But it'd be hard for me to go against Andy Reid. Like, I think Andy Reid would probably be like the guy that I would want.
I got you. I got another one. You live in Canada, but you are an Atlanta Falcons fan. What is the hardest thing about being a fan of a team where the team is not the local team? Where you like the only one? What's the hardest part about that if you had to pick one thing?
Yeah, so I would say the biggest difference in like I'm thankful because I travel to the US a lot for my son's football and for the football that I coach. But I could say just from other NFL fans, it's just like lack of like overall knowledge of football, of
Mhm.
NFL, really. Just like I only have like a select group of friends that I can actually talk football with. When
Mhm.
like just for example, I have an Ohio State license plate cover on my car, and I have a
Mhm.
Falcon sticker on the back of my car. And we were going to Syracuse for an exhibition game, and I stopped at a random gas station in New York to fill up, and I was just like, just this random guy. I'm like, he was like talking about the Bills. I was like talking about the Falcons, and it was just like, I would never, in my 34 years of living, I've never had that in Canada, and I've always had
Damn.
a Falcon sticker. I've always had an Ohio State, like so. I've never had that, and like every time I go to the States, like the football events are massive for I don't know if you know
Mhm.
youth football like that, but
Mhm.
there's massive. There's probably over 100 teams from every state in all of the US.
Mhm.
And just the ability to have football conversations with people
Mhm.
is like you guys probably take it for granted because you guys live in such like a
Mhm.
football hotbed. But here everything is just honestly it's just hockey. It's just hockey, really.
I got you. All right, I got another one for you. Damski, I need you to tell me, man. I'm not saying who is statistically, I'm not saying who everybody says it. I'm asking you who's the greatest football player of all time.
It's gonna be a hot take, but I'm super ready to stand on business. It's Patrick Mahomes.
Oh,
Oh, why you saying that?
He's probably gonna reach 5 Super Bowls before he's 30 years old, and I don't think people like can rationalize that enough.
Mhm.
Like the things and like the way he won his Super Bowls, he was driving the ship. Tom Brady very much his first 3 Super Bowls wasn't driving the ship. Like if you
Mhm.
look statistically at it, like Patrick Mahomes is the reason why those teams won Super Bowls.
Mhm.
The reason why New England won the Super Bowls when Tom Brady was there was very much because of their defenses early on. And
Mhm.
then Tom Brady took over. There's like two sides to the New England story. It's like pre Tom Brady ascending and then Tom Brady ascending and taking the scheme to the next
Mhm.
level. I would say like around when Moss got there. But
mhm.
for my money, it's a quarterback driven league, so it has to be a quarterback who's the best at his position. Um, and I would say I would probably stand on Patrick Mahomes, and I really feel like he's going to beat Tom Brady's ring record. I think he's got what 6 or 7. Like I'm pretty sure
No,
Patrick's
no.
going to be.
If you shit on Tom, you cool with me. Last one, Damski. Damski the Mansky with the Plansky. Last one. What is the worst holiday and why? What is the worst holiday we celebrate and why?
Not like it's going to be brutal. Not because of Jesus's death, but
Oh, he getting
because
canceled. I just took that
just
out of the
Easter,
start. He getting canceled. He is
just
no more after
Easter.
the show.
Like
He is no
to
more.
me,
Uh,
Jesus, I mean, Easter is just I don't know, man. Like it's just like what's the point, right? Like I don't know. To me, it's just what's the point? I don't know. It's just,
uh,
I
well,
love
damn,
having
shit,
but
Damski on the
you
show,
must
man,
never got
because
any
he gonna
Easter
be
baskets,
honest.
man.
I don't care what fuck I
sorry,
ask him. He gonna be honest. I love it.
So
I'm
you didn't get
sorry.
any. You didn't get any Easter baskets, huh? I mean, like,
No,
Yeah. Easter
uh,
baskets were hard to come
and
by.
I love it.
Kane's dad said, "Can you guys speak a little on possible staff and free agency?" We've talked about the staff a little bit. Free agency additions, that could be all over the board, man. Like I said, we kind
Brian
of hope
Burns or
we
bust.
exactly yes,
Brian
Brian Burns
Burns,
for
who we want.
sure. Of the Rams defense, if we move on from we are going to maybe Jordan Fuller, maybe compliment
Yeah, Jordan
Jesse
Fuller
Bates.
would be a guy. Yeah,
I think that'd be
that
somebody
would
to look
be
at.
just
Yeah, and then we'll just have to see as far as kind of what we'll know pretty often, relatively soon, especially at the quarterback position, if they're going to try to go get a some type of vet before, other than going in straight and drafting somebody, and only like Dempsey said earlier, if you go that route, that's taking a big risk. X was up, buddy. He said Jerry Gray's still kicking. Yeah, dude. He's exactly. Yeah. What do you think the chances of him sticking around?
I would enjoy it. I think another guy that he's kind of like a little bit underrated, but our safety's kind of played up like you've seen DeMarco Helms. I think
Exactly.
Steven Jackson
Mhm.
should probably
Steven
stick
Jackson for
too.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I would keep that whole secondary together with that
Hey
Jerry Gray.
man,
I think I would say, like I said it yesterday, but Jeff Okuda to me, it blows my mind why he didn't play. I get Clark Phillips, but man, I will never like a lot of I don't know if you guys get this too, but like when I watch football, some things get burned into my brain, and I'll just like never forget those things. But Chris Olave catching that football on Phillips and not even jumping. And like just treating him like when you're in the backyard playing with your son and you're just like, yeah, I got him. Bro, that's like burned into my brain, man. That's like,
dog. Hey dog, how do you all feel about, because we talking about the Rams? Do you want Tutu on our team? Do you think he would help us out? I think he would be fire on our man as the receiver for us, man. We need that.
Yeah.
I would love to bring him over.
And they, Mohamed Sanu actually put out on Twitter, if y'all saw, that he would love the opportunity to be a wide receivers coach here. And
I would love that. That. Yeah.
Yeah. You never know, man. Envy said, bro, you can't say you want to win now and then go out and hire Raheem. Could have grabbed Bill O'Reilly. Well, that's the thing, though. You just can't go grab Bill because like they have to agree on it, and Bill, if he wanted all the control, they're not going to give it up. Okay. If he, and I mean, like I said, just go check out some of the stuff on Raheem, man. It's not.
And you got to give him a chance, Envy. You got to give him a chance, buddy. Who knows, man? Give him a chance. Padre said, "Yo, I want to know how Adam trained them White Walkers in Canada how to cut a decent fade." Everybody talking about the fade. I love it. I love it.
I love that they called the White Walkers again. That's fucking hilarious. One time, what's up, Jack? What's going on, man? Hopefully, y'all had a good show tonight, man. I know everybody's recording tonight, obviously, because of the news. We just happened to get lucky and to be on the day that we actually go record, and we'll be wrapping up in about 15 minutes, guys, just to call it a night too. TG said finally time to start combine draft. I know, man. We can finally stop talking about the coach and get on to something else, man. One time, appreciate you guys, man. Yeah, man. Thank you. Y'all as well, buddy. And we're just Train Supreme said Raheem is going to be the right guy, especially on the coaching side in 2020. He was stuck with Dirk. Yeah, yes, he was stuck with Dirk, and we can't forget that. Yeah. So anyway, man, Mike, any final thoughts, buddy?
Nah, man. I just want to tell y'all, please don't leave the team because we didn't hire who you wanted. What is Curry rapping in the comments? But that's crazy. Is she rap? Got a whole lot of money. Keep popping. That's why the bad hoes dropping. Oh, she said, okay, I get it now. No, please stay with the team, y'all. And just get a man a chance. Just get him, because you didn't never know. He could shit the bed. He might take us to the playoffs, but it's a reason why everyone is excited. So just try to get excited. Everyone's excited. Please don't bring us down, man, because we need to feel good after what just happened. Just so if we feeling good, just let us feel good and just hold it for a second. But don't leave the team and just get a man a chance. Again, I have to say this. If for like nothing else, it's a black head coach who got hired in the league, and he did it in Atlanta where he's been before, and everybody love him, and all these players want to play for him. So it's some free agents who gonna want to come here because number one, it's Atlanta, and then two, because of him and all the rest of the players we got. You never know where we could take off next season. You never know what we can be, but you want to always start at least being on the positive side. You want to start up here and then allow them to take you all the way down to the depths of hell like they do on a regular basis, but at least allow them to take you down. But you don't take yourself down at the start. You start up here with Super Bowl, and then you allow them to say playoffs, and then you allow them to say 7 and 2. Just can we go 500 and then just start crying at the end? But let them take you down. You start off high. So that's what I want to tell everybody. Start off positive and be optimistic and give that man a chance. He's a great guy. He deserves it. And so do we as a fan base. Let's go, Super Bowl.
Right. Craig, Adam, what do you think about Jake Browning?
I think he came down to earth after those like 2-3 games. So
yeah,
I would just probably go with the draft pick or Justin Fields.
Oh no, Richard. I don't even want to imagine that, Richard. He said, imagine if they hired Mike Braver. He brought Arthur Smith back.
Yeah, let's push RV.
Raheem is legit. He wants to be that's the same thing with CP, man. I give so much props. There's so much love for people that want to be in Atlanta. It's not just a job. Like they want to come here and fulfill their purpose in Atlanta. And Rich McKay lost a little bit of power because celebrate the good. Hey man, TikTok taught me that a win is a win.
There you go.
A win
Gotta
is a
shout out,
win.
gotta shout out JR too, man, for pound.
Gotta shout out.
They went on earlier tonight too, man. I was able to catch
Shout
a
out
few
to
minutes.
JR, man. That's my
right.
guy.
And lastly, Adam, one thing I meant to ask you and I forgot. How do you see Kyle Pitts fitting in this? If say it's Zach Robinson, I mean, you see him sliding up kind of out wide like he has most of the time with Arthur as a wide receiver, or how do you kind of see him fitting?
Man, he just scratched the fade, John. So I'm not sure if he's nervous about this question.
Like too much. I'll have to look at it because I'm curious how they played Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp when Cooper Kupp came back. Because to me, Drake and Kyle can kind of do similar things to those two, what those two could do. So I'd be curious to see how they do it. But Tyler Higbee was a good tight end for them. Like he played good. So I mean, if he's just traditional attacking vertically, like that's kind of where you want Kyle. I think I really feel like Kyle's really in for a fuck you season next year. And because I'm really. They really got on him this year for his damn injury, but everybody heals different. Anybody that's played sports, anybody that's done anything in life, like broken or done a tour or anything in life, knows that like everybody comes back from injuries differently, no matter who you are in sports. So I'm really hoping Kyle puts it together next season and really just tells everybody shut up.
Yeah, the biggest thing, I think nobody knew that he had the PCL too. Everybody thought it was just an MCL, which is not really that. As far as a recovery, it's not that long. But PCL is a whole other animal. So like,
I remember too. Like I put out a video, and like you can see when a person's limping.
Yeah, he was limping,
like, trying to explode off, and I'm like, you can see, and they're like, no, you're just a Ritter hater. Da, da, da. I'm like,
he was.
Dude, I did the 22 of the Jets game is when I could really feel. I was like, dude, he's coming out of these cuts just like an old person doing a turn, man. Like he
couldn't cut right.
That's what I'm saying.
He clearly limping. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it was like he was afraid to fully just explode off of that cut. And it was just not. It was totally different. So yeah,
I agree with decoy you. A lot of times, man. He was just out there as a decoy. But I have to ask
too, right? Like that's
Johnny Yates. Where are you as far as where we can go with Raheem? You think he can slightly improve us, and then in year 2 he could do something? You think we go straight to the playoffs, or you thinking like I'm thinking, buddy? We going undefeated Super Bowl?
I had to put this up there.
Hey, hold on, Brady! Brady, you talking about bring Matty Ice in for a job? Ace, if we giving out second chances, let's start with number 2. It's only right to start with 2 if we giving second chances, right?
There you go.
At least let him compete.
Hey man, I think if Raheem assembles a good staff, which I think he will, then I think we got plenty of opportunity to do really well this year. Like, well, I mean, definitely, we could definitely make a playoff run, man. We definitely make a playoff run, 100%. Because there's so many pieces in place. If we go get now the quarterback's the main thing. We got to get a quarterback because if we don't have the most important player on the team, then we're screwed. But but if we can pull a quarterback, then I think he's going to do some good things with the defense and whoever the coordinator is. It just kind of depends on who he puts together, man. But it's going to be good. I think it's going to be good.
I love it.
I love it.
Jones Bone said, man, Arthur Smith said he needs Damski, who's a defensive coach, to let some of these fans know defensive coaches can know offense too. That's true. Too many people think Morris can't possibly know offense.
I know. It's insane.
Jones, who did you coach for, man? Where did you coach? The NFL?
Did y'all see Sanu retweeted me today? I didn't know. So he retweeted Curry.
Yeah, so he would love to. Yeah,
coach. Yeah, that would be awesome. It would be.
Yep.
Have Matt Ryan as the quarterback coach. Sour Pickle said it kind of feels like with a decent quarterback and a few more pieces, this team is easily playoff bound. I love the way y'all talking. God is good. Yes, he is. TJ Watt for me. I love it. Great.
Yep. There it is.
Bradley said my Penn State boys. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's what Midas just said that too. Jesse Bates and Jordan Fuller could be the best safety combo in the league. That'd be fun. That would be fun, man. That would be fun.
Me and Red Machine said last week I told my son's principal that we would hire Coach Morris. He said it wouldn't work. He been a head coach before.
I doubt it.
Alberto said, "Can Raheem bring in Aaron Donald? Not a chance."
Hey, did you already answer this, Adam? How you became a Falcons fan?
My first game, the first football game I ever watched was the '98 Super Bowl. And then the lead up to it, I just found myself siding with the way cooler jerseys than the Falcons.
There you go.
No,
Bradley,
I
we
like
don't speak of that.
I liked Jamal Anderson, which is fucking wild to me. I actually talk to Jamal pretty often on Twitter, which is like
Oh shit!
which is so mind blowing to me. And then I actually talked to Brian Finneran a lot too, which is also super mind blowing to me. And then
well, then tell him to come on our show because I've sent him multiple messages and he seems to be just pushing me off. And it's starting to piss me off a little bit because I watch him on the radio and I've been listening. This shit's getting ridiculous because I'm trying to get his ass on the fucking show and he keeps ignoring me. I'm sorry.
I was trying to. So I talked to Steve Weiss pretty on and off too. Like he tells me a lot of good stuff. But I was saying like, would you be interested in doing a podcast? He said, yeah. I was going to tell him to come on here. I was just gonna pull him on and just like surprise you guys.
Well, that would be amazing, and I would have to send you like a gift or something, like for sure. That. Absolutely, man. Anytime. Sour people said if we get Fields, that would be hilarious. Seeing how we got Pitts instead, then we'd have them both anyway. That would be kind of funny, yeah. I mean, then you can't say that because Arthur was, the one making the decision there. But he honestly that year, like I think Adam, you even spoke about it before. We had so much money tied up in the QB room, it was almost impossible to take a QB that year. So kind of did not work out. And Richard said, well, I'll say Weaver is DC. I think he'd be in the conversation for sure. He said, speaking staff, QB OC Fitz, please. Who was okay? So we said it earlier. Showed up. It's all good, man. Zach Robinson, we talked about for offensive coordinator. Evero, Anthony Weaver for defense, possibly as well. Some other guys that are out there as well. Dana, we're still in on the Fields trade, man. If it seems like Chicago wants to doesn't want to trade that first round pick, so we would be plausible in there. Yeah, never know, man. Kerry, we're about to log off ourselves. Thanks for coming through, man. So
appreciate you. And I just want to say this real quick. Damski, I have to tell you this. You know how you say you feel about like when you get to talk to them? I swear to God, man, I mean this from the bottom of my heart, bro. That's how I feel when I get to talk to you. Like I swear to God, because you like the coolest guy, and I know you know what the hell you talking about. So it's stuff that I do not know that I wait on you and John to talk about. And it's times and I just listen and be like, oh well, that's what it is then. So I just want you to know that it's always a pleasure to have you on, because I know like he gonna be fun and I know he know what he talking about. So I'll be having shit. I'm waiting on you to ask. So that's how you feel when you talk to them. It's how I feel when I talk to you. So we love having you, man. Serious shit.
I appreciate that. It was funny when you went on that rant the other day, saying like you guys are the GOAT and all that stuff. I sent John a message. I said, honestly, I do think you guys are the best show.
Thank you, buddy.
Most enjoyable for me. People that don't know, but my day job is I drive the bus. So like you guys having 2-hour podcast is really better. It helps me get through my day.
Thank you, buddy. Thank you.
Love it, man.
We greatly appreciate that, man.
Absolutely. And we it's funny. We talked about, I don't know, it was a while ago now, like just shortening our show to like an hour because it's like it takes forever. We had like everybody was like, no, please don't.
Nobody wanted us to do that.
Like, what the fuck, really? Like we're trying to get shut this down a little bit, but we're like, all right, we'll just keep it an hour and a half or so and see. And sometimes it goes 2 hours. Yeah, I mean, it depends on the topic. And if we had did my entire show we had planned out plus the coaching starts, we would have been here for like 3 hours. So, but we'll do all that stuff on the next show, man. But last thing, Arliss said, do y'all think we trade up if the Bears keep Fields and the Falcons do have a history of trading up? If they do keep Fields, what do you think? Adam, you think we take a shot at it?
Yeah, I think Arthur Blank probably okayed that move with any coach that he's going to sign. So yeah, I would definitely imagine that they would okay it.
Yeah, I would agree with that. All right, folks. It's been awesome night. Adam, dude, as always, dude, thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Adam.
We always say, man, open door anytime you want to come on, man. You just hit me up, especially if you got Steve Weish on.
Draft,
Yeah,
man. We gotta do the draft, man. The draft show was my favorite.
Oh hell yeah! I mean, and for anybody that's we had a huge in the chat tonight. Was y'all were going crazy. We loved it. Thanks for coming by. If y'all are here, man, smash the like button for us and hit the subscribe button for us if you don't mind. We'll keep bringing you shows all year long. I know obviously we hired a coach, so we're going to have more folks on tonight than we usually do. But during the season, we do a show on Thursday where we preview the game coming up, and we'll recap the show, recap the game on either Sunday night or Monday night, typically Mondays. Just depends kind of on my kids' baseball schedule and how that works out. But so 2 shows during the football season, and we'll keep going in the off season. As Adam just said, last year we live streamed the first round of the draft with Adam and all the boys from the New Millennium Falcons podcast, which was fucking awesome. We're gonna do that again this year, so plan on that. Yeah, man. So, and like I said, we'll just keep bringing shows to you at least once a week during the off season. And if stuff drops, or there's more hires, we may drop a video or a short or some skits to make you laugh. So whatever we can do to keep y'all entertained, man. So we appreciate so much the support, man. And like I said, Adam, you can tell the folks where to find you, man. I know most folks know you, but you can tell them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's just Damski32 on Twitter.
It is Damski32 on Twitter.
Yeah, we're trying to do some more shows with New Millennium, but scheduling and all that stuff, time zones.
Man, y'all got to get it together because I'm sick of hearing that excuse from y'all. Hey, young, we have been pleading for this for like a year. It feels like, and bro, all of them keep saying the same thing. No, we're gonna do it. It's scheduling time. Can y'all get it together for me, man? For the fans.
I was telling them, I'm like, oh, it was my off season from like the end of December to like February, but like now Sevens football is picking up, and I'm like right back on the road again. So it's like...
hilarious. It's funny though because we actually have shows with each one of you, kind of like sporadic.
Yeah, I know,
it's kind of like y'all are there but not there, so it kind of works out. So, yeah, Jonathan, I think the first move is OC probably. That's my call. You guys get an OC, but we'll see. But anyway, as always, guys, you guys can follow us on Twitter, Out of Your Effing Mind. TikTok, Instagram, Out of Your Falcon Mind. And you can email us if you want to email something. The chat's not long enough. You want to email us a thought, anything, show ideas, atlfalconfancast@gmail.com. And I'll make sure you also check out Variety Sports Network on YouTube. A lot of great shows. Like I said, Talking the Gridiron, I was just on last week. We'll probably do another show with them eventually. Baseball is kicking up soon. 7th inning stretch will be back out. So you can check over there or go over there and check those shows out. It's a great job they're doing over there. Yeah, man, that's it. So we'll just keep watching the news cycle, man, and see what happens and see if we make some more hires, and we'll keep bringing out some more shows. So we appreciate y'all very much. We'll catch y'all next week. Much love. Mike, take us out, buddy.
Much love. We absolutely love y'all. For all the real supporters of the show, I absolutely love you. We absolutely appreciate you. And it will be like that forever. Y'all are a part of our family, and we absolutely love it. I say that genuinely, not to kiss your ass, because I don't care. Okay? But I really do mean it. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. The show would not be where the show is. It wouldn't be what it is without you guys. Y'all make it fun. Y'all make it worth doing. And y'all are the shit to me and my brother and Damski. We love you. Out of your Falcon mind. Peace.